This is for day 14 of the July Junk Journal Challenge, and the prompt is Faded Photograph. But I'm going to start this page with some doodles. And I am using a black Posca marker, which is way larger than I typically use for doodles like this, but I really want these to stand out from the design, the coloring page stuff that's already there. Another thing that's good about using a bigger marker than usual is that the pages of this coloring book are also much larger than what I typically work with. And when I'm using a large drawing instrument, I tend to be a lot more inclined to do very large shapes, so it'll cover the page faster. Oh. My marker seems to be drying out a little bit. I think I just needed to pump it. It's always hard for me to tell with these when I just need to pump it a few times and when I'm actually running out of ink. It's like I'll be using a Posca pen and then all of a sudden it completely runs out unexpectedly just because I wasn't prepared for it, and then I have to go without that Posca pen for like however long until I order or go out and get a new one. I'm being very intuitive with this process right now. Like, I'm not really thinking too much of what this is looking like. I'm just kind of putting these little blobby shapes just kind of where it's calling to me. And some of them are coming out pretty imperfectly, like that one right there, where it's not even really closed. Okay, I think that's good for the doodles. So now I found this picture in a magazine that I think would look pretty cool on this page. So first, since I just want to include this person here, I don't really care about the back one, but he's taking up so much of the page, I figured might as well just rip out the page first. And before I actually fussy cut, I'm going ahead and kind of cutting around him with my big scissors, just so it's easier to maneuver. And then, because of all the little twists and turns and stuff, I'm going in with my usual little fussy cutting scissors. And I will pause the video and get the rest of this fussy cut, and then I will be back. Okay, so now I just want to make sure that this is actually going to look good before I do anything else. since it's a peek through page. Let's see what okay, so like I like better like that. I think this is better. Okay. So yeah, I think that's gonna look good. But to fit more in line with the theme, I want to make this look faded somehow. So I'm a little scared to do this because I actually really like this so much, but I'm gonna start by crumpling it a bit. That'll give some texture and also oh, see? Already we've got a little bit of fade going on, but it's not quite enough for what I want. So I'm taking some sandpaper, and I don't know, this is probably a lot more coarse than I should really be using for this, but I've had the same piece of sandpaper for probably about 5 years. So trying to use it up before I get any more. If anyone knows like the exact, like the best tooth of sandpaper to use for this type of thing, that would be helpful for when I do finally get new sandpaper, because like when I go in, I know what the different like levels mean, but like whenever I go in and look, I always just get intimidated by all the different types and stuff. Which is why this one, how I got this, I just grabbed a random piece of sandpaper from a bin that was at my mother's house. Alright, and this is looking a bit more where I want it to be. I'm not sure I like how like liney it is. But the only way to fix that would be to sand it some more, which I don't think I really want to do. Maybe now I'm just sanding the edges just so they kind of match what's happening. A little bit more. I also have a paper distresser that would probably work for this, but I don't feel like grabbing it. I already have the piece of sandpaper. Okay, yeah, this is working. Okay, well, I scraped my nail on the sandpaper. Ugh, did not like how that felt or sounded. That was painful. I mean, well, I'm not hurt or anything, so don't worry. Just certain sounds and textures and stuff don't vibe well with me. Okay, this I'll just rip off because it was a little too dingly dangly than I felt like messing with. Okay, so I think that's good. Let me Bring this back and make sure it all still looks good with the page I'm doing. There, and then if I bring this back. Okay. I genuinely liked it before I made it all faded, but oh well. You never know until you try. So, where did I put my glue stick? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So I'm gonna glue this down. Here. Then this bottom part here that's going over the edge. Just gonna rip it. Okay. Awesome. Alright. And now I'm considering adding a button, like right there. Ooh, make it a little bit steampunk. How will that look? Oh, I like that. Cool. Okay. So for that, I'm going to use my tacky glue. And I'm just kind of put a little dot in the center, and now I'm just kind of spreading it around. It's probably a lot more glue than I need, but it's alright. Okay. Now, found this image in the magazine, and I kind of want to see at least how she'd look standing on his shoulder. It'll look pretty cool. This time I'm gonna sand it a little bit before I do the fussy cutting. Just because it's so small, I feel like it will be really hard to sand it after fussy cutting it. Yeah, I think what I did wrong with the first one was crumpling it first, because just sanding it seems to do a lot. But anyway. So now, yeah, I think that's good. I'm going to fussy cut again, and I will be back once this is fussy cut. Alright, so this was a little difficult to fussy cut just because she's wearing a black skirt and there was a big shadow and stuff, and I couldn't really tell where the lines were and stuff. So, but I think it came out all right. It does look a little wonky, I think. But let's see. I think that looks good here. Let me make sure. I don't really like just seeing her feet. Let me try. If I made her into a little bit of a tuck spot, well then only the feet would be glued down in order for that to work. And that doesn't look good. Okay, so we're not going to do that. So I think I can call this done. I want to add any words or something for him to look at though there. What if maybe she's standing in the distance like that? And then, okay, and then that gets completely covered, so I don't have to worry about that looking good. I think that works. So, I like that. So it's like she's standing in the distance on top of a hill or something. Yeah, cool. So I really like this where it's at, so I'm going to stop there. That tacky glue, of course, is going to be clear once that's dry. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and comment. And if you would like to see more videos from me, please subscribe so you can get notified for when I upload next. And I will see you in the next one. Until then, have a wonderful day.